Hello guys, good afternoon, good evening. So now we're gonna explain the grammar that we were supposed to look today. And this video is to check out your answers. So as you remember, we looked to the noun clauses after be. So it's important to take in consideration the complex sentences and the collocations of the prepositions. And remember the rule of the grammar on the previous unit, well, the previous section, that was the gerund. So after a preposition, we need to collocate a gerund form of a verb. So in this video, we're gonna see the grammar plus of the section B. So as you remember and watch the video that I upload, so it's now the noun clauses after be. So we have this complex phrases, as you can see, the downside of, the upside of, the hard part about, the good thing about. So it's important to add the correct collocation of the preposition. And then you find a couple of examples. So the downside of, then we have here the gerund form, as you can see. I'm going to highlight it to make it easier for you. So here we have the verb after the preposition. So it's important to follow up these instructions because on the test, you have to do it exactly in this way. So the hard part about, so this is the collocation of the complex sentence that we have here. So look here, the gerund form. So this is part of the previous unit or the previous section. And consequently, we have the phrases ending with preposition, and as well, they can end with a noun phrase. So instead of having a gerund form, we will have a noun phrase. So the secret to getting along with your siblings. The secret to, this is my preposition, this is a gerund. The good thing about not being a plus gerund form, so basically it's the negative form. And then we have the upside of a large family. So this is a noun phrase, guys. We have a noun phrase. And then we have the only thing about working moms is, remember that it could be, in this case, not necessary to add it. So you can omit it if you want it. Now let's gonna check out the next exercise. For this one, we have to use the collocations of, about, of, with, or even to. So the best thing about my grandmother living with us is that she is a great cook. So simple. We have to add the about. So actually, see in our collocations, we go back to our grammar plus sheet in the PDF file. You'll find out on the grammar chart explanation the collocation of about. No, so the expression that contains about, the hard part about, the good thing about, the only thing about. Okay. So it's not necessary. So the good thing about, so this is, remember the good, it's an adjective, and best, it's like the regular form of the superlative of good, right? So then don't expect to see the phrases exactly like they are written in this explanation, okay? So now let's continue. I'm gonna just show up like the answers. So then we have here about, then below. I'm gonna collocate it right here. So the next one is the upside, and then we have to go back and look to the collocation, and then you find that it's off. The upside of being a two-income family is we can afford a few small luxuries. Then one difficulty, actually you get back again, you will find out that it's with the one that we require here. One difficulty with living with my in-laws is that they want everything their way. So what's the problem? What's the issue here? That you cannot collocate of or about, no? So you have to follow up the collocations, guys. So it's collocation. That's highlight the red ones with that are noun phrases, okay? So red one is a noun phrase. So it's not a verb. So I was in the number 5, strict parents. Then also another one is living. This is a gerund. This is a gerund. My grandmother. This is a noun phrase. Okay. And the problem, that's a negative. We're gonna use a color green. I should have used the red one instead, the green, because red represents that's wrong. Okay. So the problem That's the problem, the collocation, the problem with not going to our family reunion is I won't see my cousins. And then here you have all your answers. So please, before doing your activities, try to do them by yourself and check that you're doing correctly. So in that way you will learn. And then we continue to the next section of the same grammar. And then it says, rewrite the sentences, change the noun phrases in boldface to gerund phrases. So this activity, we have to look carefully to the sentence. So here it's the normal sentence. The trouble with a big family is it is expensive to feed everyone. So now we have to use the right collocation and then we have to use the right verb. So the trouble with having a big family is it is expensive to feed everyone. We can use any verbs like have, live, you know. So let's see. So the trouble with having a big family is expensive to feed everyone. Now let's see the next one. Number 2, it says the trick to a two-income family is you have to schedule family time together. So you know the problem with the two-income family is that parents don't spend much time with their children. Well, or the only child. So then the trick to living in or being a two-income family is you have to schedule family time together. The trick to it's a preposition, guys. It's not infinitive. It's a preposition. Don't get confused. Then the number 3, the hard part about a big house is there's so much work to do. So this is a noun phrase, okay? Let's see. The hard part about, then a big house. We can use here the verb live or having, you know. So after about, because it's a preposition. The hard part about having or living in a big house is there's so much work to do. So in case that you try to predict the answer, well, we can use have, we can use live, but remember that after a preposition, we need to collocate an ing. The verb turns to gerund, okay? Then the number 4. Number 4, it says, the upside of a big house, I'm so sorry, I think that I skipped that one, right? The hard part about, I'm sorry, in the 4. The upside of having a living in a big family house is no one has to share a room. So here once again, the upside of, so it says the good thing about a big house, then of having, no, we can use of having, of living. Okay, there are many verbs that you can use actually. Well, not too many, but then you have 2 verbs at least. Number 5, it's the only bad thing about little brothers is I always have to babysit them. So the only bad thing about having little brothers is I always have to babysit them. Number 6, one good thing about little sisters is that they really look up to you. So one good thing about having little sisters is that they really look up to you. And then the number 7, one problem with being in an extended family is we have to get a bigger car. And the last one, the greatest thing about living in having a small house is the bills are a lot lower. So here you have the answers, guys. So first, what we need to check, it's the preposition and the collocation. And then for this, you have to study the chart. So it's follow up with a preposition. So you watch the previous video that I uploaded. You can easily identify those collocations. So this is the section B of the Grammar Plus.